Hello everybody and welcome back to the Empire Let's Play series. We are right where we left off last episode, here in the desert, and today I want to get a bunch of work done on our desert village. So our road is going to come along here and we will carve through the sand towards this village way over here. And there's a couple things I want to do. One of them is I want to build a dock. We've been building all these roads and tunnels and bridges, and I think I'd like to do something different and do a little boat crossing here. You can see I've got some dirt with some saplings over here because I'm going to grow some trees so we can have some wood. And then right on this little point here, we're going to build a dock. And then we'll likely build a dock on the other side of the river as well. And then we can just take a boat and hop in and go across the water off to the village. So we're going to start off with that project, and then a little later, we're going to get across this river, and we're going to go get to work on that desert village. And here we have our dock. So the road will come along like so, up to here. And we've got a couple of little shelters here. So the one on the left, I've got a bed, a chest, a little bit of storage. And then over here, we have a place where we can tie up our horse. So when we ride across, we'll park the horse here, get in the boat, and then go across the river to that dock. You can see here, just using torches to light it up. And the building itself is real rough, kind of broken up and has some age on it, which I think looks kind of cool. Get in the boat and make our way across. This dock is a little bit smaller. And over here we will have either a horse or maybe a camel tied up, and then we can get on that horse, and then the road will continue off to the village. I think I want to do this village a little bit differently. I kind of want this village to exist in a single building. So it'll look kind of a little bit industrial, a little bit like a compound. And I want to use a lot of terracotta. I want to use a little bit of deep slate. And then we found that copper grating, or the, what's it called? Copper grate. And I think that'll create a real kind of industrial look. And then we'll move a bunch of villagers in and get them to take some jobs. As far as the road, we will do that on live streams. A little bit messy right here. There's some like subterranean stuff going on here. So that'll be something we'll deal with. And then the road will come along in this direction up to the village. And I think we're going to tear most of this down. We will likely use some of the sandstone in the floors and the roads. And, the terracotta we can repurpose. Some of these pots and things we can use as decoration. I don't think I want the village to quite go this far over. So maybe about here will be the edge of the village, and then it'll go in this direction. And because it's going to exist in a single building, I think it'll have a much smaller footprint. So first thing I'm going to do is just tear some stuff down and then kind of figure out the footprint and then start building. Demolished most of this village. Got a couple of villagers just wandering around. We've got a ton of materials over here. There's still a lot of sandstone where the streets were. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull that out and replace it with sand or not. Once I build the building, we'll see how that kind of plays out. Still a couple buildings here because there are villagers trapped inside them. And once we start to build our structure, we can release them and let them populate our building. And so that is the next thing we're going to do, is get to work on the desert compound. there we have our desert village. Not gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna be this big. Once I started laying things out, it turned into a pretty big building. So right out front, we've got our gate here to keep all the mobs out. And then when we walk inside, we have this really interesting space here. Went ahead and planted a tree right in the middle. I think the dark oak looks really cool in the desert. And I've moved a couple of villagers in. So we've got our librarian, we've got a cartographer, farmer, lots of empty spaces I need to fill up here. And then upstairs, I put a mason and a toolsmith. What I ended up doing here is 2 staircases. So this one goes upstairs to these 2 rooms. Got a room around the corner here. And then when we go up here, got 1, 2, 3 rooms here, 2 rooms here. And then, see the iron door here. This is going to be our space. So we can decorate this, put some things in here. And then if we cut across here, we've got a little bedroom here. Thought that was a cool use of that space since we didn't have another way to get to it. On top, I just did slabs. I might rethink that because it's a little flat looking. I think this is where the bell's going to go. Put in just a few crops so the farmer had something to do. So I need to get some beds. I need to get some more workstations. And I think once we get everybody moved in, this will be a really busy, bustling place. I'm pretty sure this place is spawn-proof. Between episodes, I'll double check. And I'm also going to rethink the roof line. I might vary some of the different areas' heights just to give it a little bit more interest. And then I had mentioned using some deep slate. So I think I want to do some deep slate on the outside. And I was doing a little bit of experimentation around back here with the deep slate tiles and deep slate walls. And I think that looks pretty good. I think the deep slate is a nice accent color for the sandstone and the terracotta. So I will probably play with that a little bit between episodes as well. One last thing I want to do today is I want to take a look at our maps. So this was the map with our dock right at the bottom there. Grab another map, expose it. It's kind of cool looking. Go ahead and borrow our cartographer's table here. We'll put that map in here, shrink it down. Nice. That's an interesting looking building. Since it's all open on top, you can see the tree and the different sand versus sandstone, things like that. That's pretty cool. So I think next episode, there's 2 things I want to do. One of them is I want to explore the desert. Kind of want to walk around here and see what all's going on. And then I also want to talk a little bit about our armor. We've neglected our armor far too long, and we really deserve some nicer armor and some enchantments. So we'll look into that. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to be like these folks and help support the channel, scan the code on the screen or click join down below. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.